How's that?
This was just on my desk when I started the video, so that's why this is the prop I'm using today. This is what you get to see. Okay, I'll turn it off now. Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. Today I'm gonna be storing some photo cards. A few disclaimers. I got sick yesterday. You can't really hear it in my voice, but I just want to clarify, just in case you hear a little something going on in my throat. And I think that's actually the only disclaimer, so I lied when I said a couple of disclaimers. Yeah, did I say this is a storing photo cards video? If I didn't, this is a storing photo cards video, by the way. I just uploaded my downsizing video like 2 days ago, and I decided now is the time to film my storing photo cards video. Potentially, that could mean that I'm uploading 2 videos in a month. That's crazy. It's been 3-4 months since I've done that. We're starting in this binder because, as you know, if you watched my downsizing video, I have a couple new things to go in here. Nothing crazy. For this page, I have some more rescene cards because I bought their last comeback. This is Love Attack and this is Glow Up. I don't have a copy of Yo-Yo. Is that the name of the album? I think it is. But I guess right now I'm just buying albums as I want them. I still don't know who my bias is, but I have a feeling that rescene will be the next group that I pick up like a full collection of. It's been so long since I picked up an actual collection. I feel like my last one was like Triple S, and that was like years ago, it feels like. But anyway, these are just my pulls from the Glow Up album. I got Minami. Wait, is she a Pob though? I don't remember. One of these might be a Pob. I think it might be this one. And then Wani, Jenna, and then a Live in May unit. So I got one of everybody. So at least once I actually do pick a bias and pick up a collection, at least all of my bases are a little bit covered. Okay, and then my microphone fell on the floor. I have 2 more cards for this. I just downsized weekly in my last video, but I do have 2 more Jaehee cards. I bought some Triple S cards from somebody and they had free weekly cards up on their page. So since they were free, yeah, I grabbed 2. I grabbed these 2. These are from Play Game Holiday or After School. Oh, Holiday. So this is Holiday! I think they're both Holiday. Maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, they're both Play Game Holiday. Which actually is the album of the 2 cards that I dropped from my downsizing video. So this is just like, it's basically like I traded, really. I traded for my bias. So this is now my weekly section. 7 cards. And that's that. That's all for this binder. Do still need to make a spot for Le Sserafim cards. I haven't... Where would Le Sserafim go? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So they'd go like right here. I need to put them in here, but I low-key run out of pink sleeves. Not only have I run out of white sleeves, I run out of pink sleeves too now. It's getting dire. The situation is getting worse and worse. Here's a binder that we haven't played with in a while. This is my From Aespa binder. I haven't made much progress on my From Aespa collection in like a year. However, I did do a trade. I did a cross trade a couple weeks ago for a Saram card for Unlock My World. As you can see, my progress is really good for this album. So really, I'll take any help I can get. I do have this one for the Not Yet version, and I'm gonna put it here. I'm so excited for From Aespa to have their comeback, as they say. I feel like there might be room in here for a couple more pages, but I don't know. I really don't know what my plan is for when they re-debut, because this binder is kind of thick. It could fit maybe their like debut or comeback or whatever, and then I'd have to move them probably to a different binder. I don't know, we'll see. I get so sad looking at my From Aespa collection. But anyway, moving swiftly past that, I'm like speed running this. We're gonna be done in 20 minutes. So next we have my girl group binder, which got like somewhat revamped in my last video because I moved Triple S in here, so now this binder's like mega full. I don't have an extra 2-inch binder, so I'll have to do either some more moving around or I'll have to go to the store and buy another 2-inch binder, which I have enough like empty binders. They're just all not the right size that I need, so I would hate to just go buy more big white binders. Anyway, I have nothing like for actual red velvet today. I did mention in my last video how I bought this SM, the Culture of the Future, like their SM Town of 2025, and this thing comes with 1 photo card of every single person who's in SM. So I've decided to keep all of the ones from the groups that I care about. So obviously the first one's red velvet. I'll put the Joy card with my joy page, my very minuscule joy page. And then I've rearranged this page so that it's like in member order instead of in era order. And that way I can just put Irene with my Irenes. And then this is my Solgi section. So she can go with the Solgis. My very miniature Wendy section. Wendy and Yeti did leave SM, and they did say that they were going to stay with Red Velvet, but I don't know. I can't be too sure. I don't want to grieve them just yet, but I'll be sad if Red Velvet doesn't have all 5 members. As much as I love the other 3, I just think that they're a unit, you know? All 5 of them. Honestly, don't blame Wendy or Yeti for leaving the company. In fact, kind of wish that they all left the company and then they could have all joined a new company together. But I'm too optimistic. I get my hopes too high. I have nothing for WJSN. That's pretty much the huge these days. But for Dreamcatcher, I actually am finishing. I'm starting and finishing Virtuous? What is this album called? Yeah, Virtuous. I was really worried for this album at first because obviously I had no progress and it's been a decent amount of time since the album came out. However, I was lucky enough to find, I'm pretty sure, a GOM who had a bunch of album extras. Wait, I want like this. And they had a full Yuhyun set of at least like the album cards that I'm collecting. So now she's done for this new comeback and I'm ready. Okay, but speaking of members leaving their companies, I think four members of Dreamcatcher also left their company. And they said the same exact thing, like, oh, they'll still stay and do stuff with Dreamcatcher, but I can't be too sure. I'm not so sure. Again, my hopes are high, but I am nervous. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna do unit stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm making this up, but I'm pretty sure I saw that Yuhyun, Jiu, and Sua are gonna be doing stuff together. I don't know. We'll see. Could have been a rumor. But now this is all done. I just need to work on Dystopia Lose Myself, which is an old album, so it's hard, but I'm at least like caught up for their most recent comebacks, which is crazy. But anyway, yeah, that's what I have for Dreamcatcher. And then for aespa, I have no album cards. It's kind of like Red Velvet. I should have one of these Whiplash cards on the way, but besides that, I have a couple of things for Giselle. First of all, non-SM Town related, I do have this Armageddon Pob. This is like one of my favorite Giselle cards, like at least from my Pob page. I love a lot of her Pobs. I love this one, I love this one, I love this one, I love this one. But this one, like, tell me that's not the best card you've ever seen. So obviously, had to go and buy this one, another Armageddon Pob. What's that, number 3 for Armageddon? Nope, number 2. I'm not that crazy. And then for SM Town stuff, I do have like the one that I was talking about, the little box thing. But then I also bought a copy of the photo book. I don't know what I was thinking. I went crazy that day. But I did pull Giselle's, you get like 3 out of 55 or however many members of SM there are. And I pulled Giselle, and then I also pulled an Irene, and I pulled a key from Shiny, and I gave the key away to my friend who loves Shiny, and I'm trading the Irene for a Joy right now, so that's exciting. But I did pull this Giselle. It was definitely meant to be, so I'm keeping her. And then the K-pop store also had Pobs, and they just so happened to have a Giselle. They had like all of the aespa members plus Chunla, and I was close to getting the Chunla, but I decided to get the Giselle just because I do have a dedicated Giselle like non-album Pob section, but I don't have one of those for Chunla, so it felt right. And then for this page, obviously the extra members I'm just keeping. So Karina, Winter, and Ningning. And I like the cards because they aren't selfies. I'm pretty sure they're not selfies, but they are like trying to trick you into thinking that they're selfies because they're so up close. If they were concept cards, I probably wouldn't be storing them. But because they're kind of like faux selfies, like you can barely tell, yeah, they can stay. Okay, and then I forgot Triple S is back here. I was about to close the binder, but we have some stuff for Triple S. Some of you may remember me talking about a mini like photo card package that I bought back in November with like 5 Triple S cards that I didn't pay for tracked shipping for, and it had been like 3 months and they still hadn't showed up, so I had just assumed that it got lost forever. But a couple weeks ago, 4 months after I had initially bought them, they showed up in my mailbox. So never give up. Sometimes lost mail is just slow mail, especially if it's international. So I have Like I said, 5. It's nothing crazy, but it does help me with some of these pages. I have 1 card for this first page. I think we're finishing Kotone. I think I'm all done with Kotone for Assemble 24 at least. So just missing Jiyu and Yubin for 301. On 302, I finally have a Jiyu. Can you believe? It's been almost a year, which is also insane, by the way, that it's been almost a year since Assemble 24. But I can't believe it's been that long, and this is the first Jiyu I'm storing for, like, these album DCOs. We have Jiyu 302. We also have Chaewon 302. So I'm just missing, you'll never believe it. You'll never believe who I'm missing. Sohyun for this page. But I can't believe, this is gonna look so cool once I finally finish it, if I ever do. And then I also have the Jiyu for this page. So on this page, also missing Yubin, but then we're also missing Yeonji for some reason. That's kind of an odd one to be missing. I feel like Yeonji is usually pretty easy, but hey, I won't complain about missing easy members. And then I have nothing on this page, but we are finally, this is too full. This binder is so full. Don't look, this is embarrassing. We are finishing this Object Music album set because I do have the Chaewon. This is officially the first OT9 set that I'm completing for Triple S. And I will say, a lot of people have commented and said that Triple S OMAs are really hard and they're really struggling and it's not easy. And while I want to agree with you and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna drop my OMAs, because I have been saying that, that's been my narrative for the past 3 months. But looking at this full OT9 page, I can't drop this set. I can't drop it, at least until I get another OT9 set finished here. You know what I mean? I'm just really proud of myself that I finally did it after a year. I have 1 set complete. I have 1 out of the 5 sets. Technically 6 if you count the new OMA set that I haven't started. Oh, also, by the way, that's all the Triple S cards I have, but I do just want to mention, I did come up with a new setup for Visionary Vision and Hachi. So for Visionary Vision, it's a page of these 3 members who are not in Hachi, and then this page is my Kotone page, because Kotone was in Visionary Vision and Hachi, and then this page will be the members of Hachi that are not in Visionary Vision. So that way, like, these pages will look more full, and then this will be like a Kotone page. And I was thinking I can collect Kotone's units, because Kotone is like my #1 bias in Triple S, so I think it'd be fair if I collected her units. And then I do also have a Visionary Vision POB, so if I did like unit POB, then this page could be full. Or if I ever were to get Mayu's leader card, I could put it here, even though that would look weird, but I don't know. If I were to get it now, where do I put it? I don't know. Anyway, just a little update on my setup in there. But that's all I have for this Gold Grip binder. Bursting from the seams. Okay, and this is gonna be weird, because I always finish with twice. Literally in every single video that I've made since the birth of this channel, which, by the way, the 3-year anniversary just passed. It was yesterday for me when I'm filming this, so that's crazy. Anyway, but for some reason, I don't want to finish with twice today. There's literally no reason. There's no, like, motivation to this. It's not like I have any fancy cards or whatever. I just wanted to mix up the order a little bit. So we're doing twice now, for shits and giggles, really. I'm sure you guys don't care, but this is a weird change for me. Normally when I open this binder, it feels like we're winding down, like the end of the video is near, but we still have NCT and Loona to get through. Anyway, so for this first page, I finally have a Mina card for The Story Begins. I have her adult card, so I just need her baby cards, which, hopefully shouldn't be that hard, but I feel like I was struggling with them for Dahyun, so the baby cards are not easy for some reason. You'd think they would be. How many people are looking for them? And then I have another card for What Is Love. I believe this is the last... Yes, this is the last card I need to finish What Is Love as an album again. And I say again because I had What Is Love done when I collected Dahyun. And then obviously I switched out my members and now I collect Mina. But now What Is Love is done again. Recomplete. How beautiful. We're making a lot of good progress on Mina. I'm actually surprised. I thought it was going to take longer to get where we are for this binder, but I'm not doing so bad. I do have a card for Fancy You. Does this also finish Fancy You? Oh my god. Oh my god, we're finishing another album today. I didn't even know. I knew about What Is Love, but this is a surprise. So here's the last Fancy You card. So now this is complete. I don't even remember if we had Fancy You complete when I was collecting Dahyun, but it's complete for Mina. And then a card I'm so stoked about because I've been looking for this card since the dawn of time. I have a Sauna card for Feel Special. This black border card has been the death of me. This set specifically. I was lucky enough to get Mina pretty early when I first picked her up, but when I was collecting Dahyun, I didn't have her. I obviously didn't have Sana or Nayeon. This whole bottom row was empty. And now we have 2 of the 3. I just need this Nayeon. So Feel Special is getting there. Does that mean... Oh no, I still need this Momo too. But still, only 2 cards missing for an album is good. And then for More and More, I have another card for an OT9 set. I forgot we finished the set in the last storing video. I have this Jihyo. So, for my OT9 set specifically for More and More, I'm just missing 2 cards. Nope, I lied. 4 cards. These 2, and then these 2, which shouldn't be that bad. Momo's a pretty hard member, but I mean, Twice in general is not that hard, so OT9 More and More will be coming home to me soon. And then after that, should I just do OT9 the whole album? No. No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Who am I kidding? Let's be serious. Okay. Eyes wide open. I have 1 Mina. I have this one. I love this set. I think if I were to pick up another set, it would be this one. Because I think if I look in my extra cards binder, I feel like I have Junghyun, Jihyo, and Dahyun for this set. So I would only need Momo, Chaeyoung, Chui. Unless I'm wrong. Unless I'm wrong and I'm misremembering, but I feel like that's true. The only issue is I can't just pick up another OT9 set without making my pages look weird. So, I don't know. I don't know. Just a thought, though. And then I have 1 strategy card. I did trade for this card in person with my friend Molly. So I'm 1 step closer to finishing the album cards for this album. I believe I have a Chaeyoung, this Chaeyoung on the way. So for just like, if I'm not including the highlight cards or the digipack cards or the everything else, I'm just missing this Sana and then this Momo, if I'm remembering correctly about this Chaeyoung being on the way to me. This strategy section is sad and pathetic, but whatever. Maybe once I finish the album cards, I'll lock in and worry about everything else. That's all for Twice. It does feel weird moving on after Twice. Who else is kind of weirded out? I'm weirded out. Okay, NCT and riize, I guess. Surprise, surprise, I have those NCT cards, or the SM Town cards to put in here. I do have like 3 actual album cards to put away in my NCT Dream stack, but other than that, this is all the SM Town stuff. So, first we have Johnny. Johnny has his own little, like, non-album section, and then Jungwoo also has a mini non-album section, because those are the 2 guys I collect, so they get to go first, and then after that, it just goes in member order. And I was kind of psyched about this, because I have 0 Yuta photo cards, like, in general, and there's some, like, members of weeekly that I have no photo cards of, so it's, like, kind of nice to have this because it covers all my bases, you know? And now I can proudly say I have at least 1 photo card of every member of NCT, because beforehand I think I was missing like 6 members. They were photo cardless. For Dream, like I said, I have a couple album cards, and they're all for these last 2 albums. First is this Chunla, which goes here. It says Dream Mini. Every day we get closer to catching up on this album, which is good because this is now 2 albums ago. And they have said that they are working on their next comeback, which means I need to finish this stat. I'm okay if I'm not caught up by their next comeback. I would at least like to make more progress with Dream Escape specifically, since this album is over a year old at this point. And yeah, that's all I have for Dream Escape. I have 2 things for Dreamscape. Someone was selling some Jisung Dreamscape cards for relatively cheap, and I don't... Oh, good thing I marked them off. I was about to say that I don't remember which one is which, but I have them marked. I'm going to assume that this one goes on this page, only because this is the page where they all have, like, matching outfits, or, like, all of the cards are the same outfit, and I remember that Jisung has a bunch of cards with this outfit, so I'm assuming this one goes on this page. And now, I have 1 card per version for all the versions. However, I still have yet to have a version where I have more than 1 member. However, baby steps. I'm taking it one day at a time. Give me like a year and I'll have more. Give me a year and this will be done. Mark my words. Actually, please do not mark my words, because that most definitely will probably not happen. Wishful thinking. Okay. And then I have one singular Dreamscape Pob. I'm pretty sure this is the only... Yeah, I have no Dreamscape Pobs, somehow. So the person who I bought those G-Sunks from also had this Jamin for pretty cheap. And since I have no Dreamscape Pobs, this is perfect. He can go right in here. Okay, and then obviously, again, I have the SM Town thing, so he can just go in here. Okay, and then, again, everybody has a home. Luckily, I went through all of my, like, collections that have SM groups, and I pre-made spots so you don't have to sit here and watch me like tussle with the pages over and over again. Everything's just in member order, and then within the member order... Oh, by the way, pause. Obviously, Mark and Hechan only have one card, like they don't have a separate one for Dream that they do for 127. So I put them with Dream only because I have like a pretty substantial extra Dream card collection already. So I figured it made more sense for me to put the cards with this already like fleshed out section as opposed to putting them with the 127 cards. And Hechan's holding hot sauce here. It felt only right because hot sauce day. So I'm sorry if that offends you, if you think that Mark and Hechan should be with 127. I'm not here to start unit wars. It's just what made the most sense for my binders. So sorry to anyone who's offended. There's that. Everybody has a home. And then wavy. Not to get repetitive, but we have more of the SM cards. I feel like this video is going to be really short because there's not much to explain with the majority of these cards because it's just the same as the section before. But like I was saying, for wavy, I didn't have any 10 cards. Oh, that's a lie. I have 10 cards in my solo section, but I didn't have any Quinn cards. So this is making sure that I am held accountable and that I'm a true OT25 seasonee. Because now I have one of everybody. And then Wish. And Wish is weird because I have them in like arrow order. I don't know. So I just have, like, they're just gonna go like in a line. I'm not really putting them with their matching members. I don't really know why. I really should. I probably will actually change it after this video. But this is just how I set it up off camera, and I'm not changing it right now. So, but yeah, this is my first, I think my first Xion card and my first row. Okay. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably... You know what? Fine. Fine. I wasn't gonna do it, but you've left me no choice. I can already feel you guys getting mad at this setup because I was getting mad at this setup, so I'm gonna fix it, at least a little bit. So this will be like my album card page, and this will be in arrow order, and then I guess for now I'll have like a non-album page back here with... Well, technically this is album... I'm calling it non-album, but technically these are album cards. But not like albums that I collect, so they're non-album to me. They are non-NCT Wish albums, therefore they are non-album. And that's my justification. Hello! Okay, and then last things last for this binder, you will never believe what I have. You'll never guess. More of the SM cards. Are you guys getting bored yet? When I bought these, my friend did tell me that I should just store them off camera. And at first I was like, no, like, content is content. I'm putting away cards. But now I'm kind of thinking that, oh wait, this is not right. This is not right. This is not right. Unsuck goes over here. Now I'm thinking that she was right, because this is getting pretty repetitive. Me storing the same, literally the same exact photo card 15,000 times in a row. I really can't help that my blood runs pink. I don't know what you want me to say. But that's everything. That's all the SM groups that I have. So don't worry. Last group is Loona. And again, I'm kind of switching up the order because normally I would start with my big group binder and then do like A5 binders, but I don't know. Those rules were made up by me, so I'm allowed to break them. Okay, so I have the rest of Eve's album cards that I was missing for Viola. I've kind of been talking about a group order. Oh, a white sleeve. I'll put that to good use. That I've been like waiting on for some like pobs and stuff, but I did get the last like diamond version that I needed for the album cards, and then I also got both of the Joker versions, and someone did recommend in a video a couple videos ago that I use these open spots on this loop page for the Joker cards. And although it doesn't look perfect, like it's not beautiful, it at least fills up the spots, and now I don't have to worry about like getting other cards to go there. And then these can all go in their spots. Ta-da! Do we like it? Oops, I should take this filler out first. Do we like the setup? Should I change the order of them? I think I kind of like it like that. I like it like that, hey! So unless I get like complaints, death threats, then I'll just leave it how it is. And then I have some pobs. I have these three. This is like a Christmas one. I really love Christmas. And I joined this one obviously before Christmas and it just now got to me. But Christmas 2025, I'm ready. I'm ready. And then I have this Pochacco one because Pochacco is my Sanrio bias. And then, I don't know, I just wanted this one too, I guess. Sometimes I'm commenting, can I claim one? Before I even know what I'm doing. Okay, how do I want to do it? These three all have red vibes and these two have pink vibes. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Ready for this? Red, and then plushie, and then red with a gun, and then Pochacco, okay? Are you guys following? Probably not, because this only makes sense in my head. I'm just putting these two cards together because they kind of look like they would match, and then the rest can kind of go together because they are whatever. So the cute bonnet card, and then the earmuffs card. And now I have 2 blank spots down here. So I guess I need the white sleeve after all. I might have an extra one too, actually. I do! Okay. Personally, I feel like I'm good with Eve Pobs. That's 6 for this era. I have 4 for her debut. If I get more, I get more, but if not, I'm good with, you know, stopping here and having this just be the start of the new era whenever that comes. Ooh, I like the backs of these. Cute. Okay, is that it? Yes, that's all for this Loona solo binder. Okay, last binder, and I have nothing for Loona. I have 2 very tiny things for Artemis, and by that I mean it's just nothing like album card wise. I have 2 cards for the Pob page. First, I have this doll Pob. I just went on Mercari because I had a little bit of a balance, and I bought 2 Pobs that were relatively cheap on there, and I've already made spots. You may remember I'm organizing her Artemis Pobs by hair color, or her doll Pobs I should say, and I'm pretty sure she has orange hair in this. However, it does look darker than the orange hair in like these cards, so that's how I'm justifying putting it next to these like brown hair, black hair Kim lips. And then I have one more. This one is so effing cute. She's a little sunflower gardener, and she has a little bouquet, and so I'm putting that one here. I really like how this page looks. I think this turned out really great. And now, I would say I'm done, but I actually have another Pob on the way, so it's gonna ruin this whole like perfect ending to doll, but it's okay. Any excuse to get more Kim lip Pobs, I'm there. Sign me up. Okay, the last thing I have for this video is some Lusamble cards. I kind of talked about in my last video, my last drawing video, how I have a couple one-of-a-kind cards on the way, and I actually underestimated myself because I ended up finding almost all of the ones that I needed to complete the album. Currently, I'm missing 2. I'm missing 2 cards, which I guess you'll see once we put these away to finish the album, which is really exciting considering we're starting from missing this many to only missing 2. Okay, so first the day version. I have the last Hyunjin and the last 2 Haejus. Oh my god. Yay! Okay, so the day version is done. The night version will be almost done. Oops, this is not in the right order because I have the last Go On. So this Haeju is one of the last 2 cards I'm missing to finish the album. The night version, or no, this is the dawn version, my bad. This is done because I have the last Hyunjin and the last Go On and the last Haeju. Do I like these sets? Oh no, this goes here. Hold on. This goes with these cards. And then I think I kind of like this one with this one. Because even though she's not touching her cheeks, she's still like touching her face. And then this one's like the misc. Wait, should I check this one? How does this look? These match, it is what it is. How are these? These match, and it is what it is. Okay. And then for the Ever Music cards, I have this Hyunjin, So officially, this go on is the last go on I need to finish. So go on I'm still missing, and this hybe I'm still missing. But everything else will be done. I have the last 3 units today. This is what happens when you take accountability for your procrastination. Things can happen if you actually put in the work. I also just got lucky because I found like 2 sellers who both had like 5 of the cards that I needed each, and that covered like, you know, most of the last 10 I needed. So this one goes here, and then this one goes here. Yay! My favorite unit, not that you asked, my favorite unit is this tier 1 unit. Second place is this tier 1 unit. Third place is this one. And then the last card I have 1 TTYL card. I have this Go On Fantasy Version card. So we're very slowly but surely making progress on TTYL. You know, at some point, this is where we were with One of a Kind, and now look at where we are with One of a Kind. This is crazy. All I need is 6 to 8 months to a year or more, and I'll get there. I'll get there. Just give me a moment. That's all I have for this video. It feels so weird to be finishing on Loona or Lucemble or whatever. What page should we finish on? Let's finish on this one because we finish it today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry that 30% of the cards in this video were just those SM Town cards, but if those weren't a part of this video, then you would have been waiting for another storing video for another month. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Easter. This video is definitely coming out after Easter, but happy Easter season. Happy almost summer. It's actually currently snowing when I'm talking about this, but it is almost summer, thank God. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.